Going into missions was never on my radar. In fact, this summer, when a Wycliffe recruiter came and spoke at my church, me going into missions was the furthest thing from my mind. But when he told us that there are still 1,900 language groups that need a translation program to begin, it really caught my attention. So I spoke to him for a little while after the meeting, and he told me, you should come sometime to a class we have called Total It Up, where you can learn more about the translation process. And the next day, a friend of mine from church called me and she said, "Hey, there's a Total It Up next week in North Carolina. You should go." And I said, "This is crazy." I said, "There is no way that I could possibly go away for a whole week next week. And besides, nobody gets called to missions overnight." But somehow the Lord spoke to my heart that day, and he opened up several doors for me to go. So, 3 days later, there I was, driving to North Carolina. When I got there, I introduced myself to my classmates, and I said, "I have no idea why I'm here. But if the Lord wants to speak to me, I'm willing to listen." And he did speak to me that week, and I listened. That week, all I could think about was how important the Word has been to my walk and to my relationship with the Lord. And I thought, every believer around the world needs to have the opportunity to have the Word in a language that they understand. And if I have the ability and the desire to help this translation process, then why don't I do this? But I had a lot of doubts and questions in my head. So I talked to a friend of mine who is in missions, and she told me that if I'm seeking the Lord and my desire really is to do what he wants me to do, then he is able to make the course corrections that will lead me into his will. Now I'm going to be going overseas. I'm going to be helping develop online courseware and training programs for translation teams that are in Northern and Western Asia. So I guess what I said to my friend this summer was wrong. Sometimes God does call people to missions overnight.